I'm Christie Bilbrey. After working in a Senate press office, the White House, and corporate, I started my own business and realized none of those experiences taught me how to market myself. Thankfully, I discovered how brand storytelling and strategy could help me easily connect with others, promote my services, and grow my brand. I created the Business That Story Built podcast to help business leaders strengthen the stories we tell ourselves and the stories we tell others. Ready to take your mindset and messaging to the next level? Let's get started. Thank you so much for listening. Today, I am going to share the most asked question that I receive, which is, do I need a personal brand? And if so, what exactly should that look like? So I think a lot of people come to me and they are secretly hoping that I say, no, you don't need a personal brand. But unfortunately for them, a lot of the time it's yes, you do. So first, let's discuss who needs a personal brand, and then we'll get into why. I'm going to share 3 reasons why you need it if you're in one of these categories of people. And it's not to say that if you're not in one of these categories that you can't or shouldn't, but if you are in one of these categories, then you absolutely should. So one of those categories is if you are an executive, you are the face of the brand, you are the head leader of the brand, you need to lead with your own brand. If you are responsible for bringing in business to your company, you need to have a personal brand. Or let's say you're a nonprofit and you're responsible for bringing in funding to your organization, you need to have a personal brand. If you're a business owner, you need to have a personal brand. Those are a few categories that absolutely needs to have a personal brand. So the one thing that a lot of people think is way back when, oh, a personal brand, that's for someone who's an influencer, a social media influencer doing brand collaborations. That has definitely changed over the years. And I would argue that it was important for leaders to have a personal brand going back many years, as soon as we've had social media and as soon as online became as prevalent as it is to find and connect with everyone. So it's not just for social media influencers doing brand collaborations. As I mentioned, it's for all leaders. Another thing that I hear is if everybody has a personal brand, doesn't that make it meaningless if everybody already has it? No. And here's why. So first, let's talk about people who are inside of a business that they don't own. So they want to grow their career. And at some point, they may leave their current company and move to another one or be open to moving to another one. So let's talk about recruiters. I was actually a recruiter for a year, many years ago. And even then, we would go, if we really wanted to know what someone was like, we would go to their social media because it's more revealing. People feel like they're getting more of an unfiltered, raw, authentic look at what you care about, not just what you say in a resume, not just what you've prepared when you show up to an interview for a job. This is the real deal, right? This is how they're going to be when they are in the position. This is what they really think and believe about different things. So it matters, and they're looking. It also matters if, let's say, you're looking for clients and somebody recommends you to someone. If that someone was you, if somebody recommended someone to you, wouldn't you go online and look them up to see what you think before you decide whether or not to connect, right? You're probably going to Google them, probably going to go to their social media. If they're in articles on podcasts, YouTube, you're probably going to check stuff out so you have a chance to hear them, see them, learn more about their personality. Do you think it would be a good fit? Otherwise, you're probably not going to follow up on that, right? So that is the same with everyone else. So you're getting visibility, okay? So that's number one. Number one reason it matters, it's the visibility, okay? Second is it is so powerful to help people get to know you because people do business with people, not this humanless entity, right? Brands try so hard, especially now, to humanize their brand. They want to show we are made up of real people. And the thing is, you're selling to real people, making the decisions. You need to connect as a real person. So you need to let your personality come through. People need to hear you. They need to see you. They need to know your thoughts on different things. Again, I can get into best ways to create a personal brand later, but it's an incredible way to help people get to know you. I have a client who has a podcast, and she now has a steady stream of prospects who come to her. She doesn't seek them out. They come to her, very excited to work with her because they feel like they already know who she is. They know what she's about. They know her personality. They know her philosophy. They've learned about her expertise, and they are hungry and ready to work with her. Isn't that pretty awesome? Less work on the sales end, right? So it helps people get to know you. And honestly, you don't need to be someone that everyone is going to love. I mean, that's just not the way life works. You want people that you click with. So wouldn't it be better to have people either click with you or not click with you before they waste time on a call to get to know you or doing a trial of something? You want them to know as early as possible, I love what this person and this brand are all about. I'm going to check this out, or I'm going to go ahead and make the purchase. So helping people get to know you is great. Another is you control the narrative. So the problem is if you are great in person, but you are not showing up online and developing your personal brand in that arena as well, then people who don't know you and algorithms and AI, they are going to make assumptions that you don't have the expertise. You're not going to be the one that's recommended. You're not going to be the one who's highly ranked. So you need to show up. And like I said, if people have heard about you and they run a search for you and you are radio silent, they're going to think maybe there's not a whole lot going on, or maybe this person is unapproachable. Again, it leaves room for so many assumptions that you do not want them to make. So you need to be deliberate about what you want to be known for, the topics you want to be known for, and who you want to connect with, and talking about things that they care about so that you do draw the right people and help them get to know you. So you're going to have visibility. You're going to help people get to know you. And the other thing is credibility. So I'm not going to get too deep into this today, but there are different places that I think you should show up. Especially, we have to be real. AI, we have to focus on showing up in AI search, right? So media relations matters because it's third-party credibility. It's great if you have a website that has all the SEO, all the components with the AI, built in to make it simple for AIO, basically. You need to make sure that you're on social media, you are approachable, you're connecting with the right people, you're sharing on topics that are timely, that your audience cares about, you're commenting on posts of others that people care about in your audience, and that you're getting, on podcasts, that you're getting some journalists, you're getting featured in articles, different types of things that show you have credibility with others, with organizations, with publications and outlets that your audience respects, where they're already checking out, so they can see, okay, apparently this person is credible to these other sources that I respect. So that already makes me have more trust in them. And we know trust is very important for people to buy. So those are really the three key components. You know who you are if you need to have a personal brand. If you're an executive, if you are responsible for building a business or organization, if you own a business, you need to focus on your personal brand so that you're more visible, so that people can get to know you as a human being behind your brand and connect with you, and so that you have the credibility of other reputable organizations and outlets saying, yes, we see this person as an expert. We brought them on to discuss whatever the topics are that matter most to you. so that people can connect. And this can be a big part of growing your business, growing your reputation, growing your career. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, this is The Business That's Story Built. How are you growing your brand? Are you targeting the right people, developing the right relationships, and consistently getting the visibility and credibility that you need to grow your business? Whether you need a plan that's small or large in scale, our PR firm and consulting services can design and implement what your business needs to grow. To schedule a free call and learn how we can partner with you, email Christie@ChristieBilbrey.com. That's CHRISTIE@CHRISTIEBILBREY.com.